Hello and welcome to day 18 of VEDA. I'm really hoping that this really direct light is kind of washing me out and making me look a little less tired than I am. I'm pretty exhausted. I didn't end up going to the Waski concert. Unfortunately, yesterday evening my exhaustion caught up with me and I ended up staying home. I'm very tired right now. But nonetheless, here I am. I usually have the most energy in the morning hours for some reason. So let's do this. Today I have a question. When people say, "How are you?" whether it's in person or in text or, like on the internet or whatever, how are you supposed to tell if they're saying it as a secondhand part of saying hello and they just want you to be like, "Oh, I'm good," or "I'm fine," or if they really want to know? I feel like a lot of people ask that question and don't really want to know how you're doing. These days, I mostly just say I'm fine, because otherwise I would probably end up going on a bit of a rant about how extremely tired I am. And I feel like most people don't really care. If I ask someone how they're doing, I genuinely want to know. I avoid asking questions that I don't want the answer to. But I feel like conversation has kind of moved in a direction where there are things people say that they don't really mean. For example, when people say, "Is there anything I can do?" it's sometimes just an extension of empathy. As in, if you tell someone you're sick and their response is, "Oh, I'm sorry, is there anything I can do?" they're not really offering to bring you soup or cough drops. They're saying that they feel bad that you're sick. I guess there's places where these things do and don't apply. If you run into an old classmate on the street and they're like, "Oh my God, how are you?" and you're like, "I'm fine," because you really don't want to go into your life story with someone you barely know anymore. Or, for example, if you express something like, "Oh man, I couldn't get a moving truck and I have to move this weekend. What am I gonna do?" and someone that kind of knows you just through the internet says, "Oh, that really sucks. Is there anything I can do to help?" It's a 50-50 if they're actually offering to help you move or find a truck, or if they're really just saying, "That sucks," with extra words. I feel like sometimes the English language has gotten so stretched out and turned into slang, but it has been altered and so many words are used incorrectly and phrases are used for something other than their original purpose that it's kind of hard to tell people's intent anymore. I really do have a hard time deciphering who really wants to know how I'm doing and who is just saying that because they expect you to respond in kind. "How are you?" "I am well." "How are you?" "I am good." "What are you up to?" But how are you supposed to tell? I feel like there are other phrases than those two that fit into the category of letting me wonder, are they invested in the answer? Do they actually care? Or are they just saying that? I feel like for me, depending on the day, my answer goes back and forth between "I'm fine," "I'm good," "I'm okay," or whatever, to "Life kind of sucks right now, thanks for asking." And I feel like when I say something like that, people go, "Oh." I just thought of another phrase that I feel like is a 50-50, meant lightly or meant seriously. When you see people that you haven't seen in a long time and have a general relationship with, and you're about to part ways and they say, "We should totally hang out," I feel like that's another one of those 50-50 ones. Sometimes they're just saying, "It was nice to see you," and sometimes they really do want to hang out. How are you supposed to know when people mean that and when people are just being polite? It would be a lie to say I've never misused those phrases and said them when I didn't really mean them. But in general, I try to be genuine and only say things if I really mean them, because you never know when people are going to take you seriously. It's better to just mean what you say. So does anyone else get confused by the use of these kinds of phrases? What are your responses? Are you a "I'm fine" kind of person? Or are you a "let me tell you how I'm really doing" kind of person? Or are you like me where it's kind of back and forth? Sometimes you say the standard phrase, sometimes you really tell people how you're doing. So, how are you? I mean it. How are you? I would love to know if anyone else is baffled by this stuff too. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you say when people say those things and if you're guilty of using them too. As a reminder, Sunday morning, my friend Dan and I are going to do a Google Hangout on his channel. I will link on the screen somewhere to his channel so you can go find him and then join us Sunday morning. I guess that's all I have for today. I will see you tomorrow.
You just watched Stephanie talk. Don't forget to tell her what you thought. Share